welcome back to another episode. It's been a little while, had some stuff going on, personal, work, also just couldn't be fucked. But what's happened since the last few episodes? Sold the Suzuki, bought a Honda, sold the older Can-Am, bought a newer Can-Am. Not brand new, of course, I don't have that sort of money yet. 2017, still the new shape though. But this episode we're going to focus on this bad boy, the trailer, that often gets neglected. Now, it carries the Can-Am, it carries the race car. So, this box here, I'm going to do away with it. It is super unorganized in here. I have got the battery, I've got stuff everywhere, cables everywhere. Gonna get it a bit more organized, so I've got this box that I picked up, which is like a half canopy or a quarter canopy even. So much bigger. I'll put that on the frame of the trailer there, and then happy days. So job's on. Start with getting all this crap out of here.
Say the double line when it's true. For heaven's sake, I hope I don't wake up and be a fool.
There we have it. Pile of build-up and junk over the last 5-6 years of just random crap. So I'll go through, I'll sort all that out, I'll work out what I need to keep. Obviously I will need to keep the winch and relocate that. I'll put a fresh battery and a fresh battery box in. Get all new wiring and cabling, because I'll try and use it for the buggy if we go do a bit of camping or set up a bit of a base camp with the buggy and that sort of stuff. It'll be easier. I'll try and include a fridge and a few other cool bits and pieces in the new one. And we'll go from there. So another thing I'll have to do is fix the marker lights, which I may or may not have tagged the pillar as I was pulling in last. I'm not going to fully blame myself because Jason was supposed to be guiding me in because I couldn't see because there was glare, but I mean, I'm not making excuses, but it was 100% Jason's fault. Anyway, first thing will be pull the winch out, then I can remove the box, and then I'll have to move these rubber stoppers that I had for the old ramps, or for the, well, they're not old ramps, they're the same ramps, but they're not going to go there anymore. So I'll take that off, then I'll be able to position the new canopy box or the toolbox and then fix it down. I've got the winch out now and the box is all detached, the old one. So I'll bang this lid down. It's going to be a bit of an awkward lift, but it doesn't weigh much. Old box off, winch is out for the boys. Then I've got a clean slate, there we are, and that's where the new one is. I'll get these rubbers off and then we'll stick it on. So I've lifted the canopy into place, or the toolbox. I'm going to go ahead and use the existing bolts and a plate to sort of sandwich it on there. And under there, I don't want to drill 100 different holes in the drawbar. That's obviously not a great idea, especially if it's carrying all the weight. So I'll bolt that up and then start organising where I'm going to put all this stuff. So the toolbox will obviously be essential. I'll remount the winch, most probably outside, so I'll have to cut and weld modify that, so that will sit there, get a bit of a cover for it, and then make a spot for the ramps, slide in there, and then just make things way easier, and I'll be able to fit a lot more stuff in there. So jump onto that next, but as always, job's on. Got a few more bits I've had at work. Is my fridge slide, Iron Man of course, wherever the logo is there. Fridge slide, so that will go into the other side. But I've also got some panels here left over from some drawers that I can use as a bit of a false floor. Main idea is false floor here. I'll probably just straight up carpet that. Ramps will then, over here will then slide in, make life a little bit easier as far as loading ramps up. I won't have to strap them down, throw them in, away you go. Probably a little partition wall or some sort if I have to stop the ramps from flapping around all in there. And then we can start looking at some other ideas. I've also got this cool little touch panel as well. Be able to command everything from a touch panel. I'm thinking inside the canopy, along the wall somewhere. I don't want anything on the outside if I can help it. Battery will then be located in here somewhere as well. Solar panel, charging harness, everything like that, all within the box or canopy. So got a bit to do. I'll cut some of these down to size, make them all fit there, work out a way to mount them. Probably have to drill a bit of a hole out so that they can sit flush on top of the bolt that's there, work out where they go, hole underneath, sit nice and flush, and bolt them in place. So what I've got going on is the bolt heads obviously sticking up, so if I put the board across there or the false floor, it's going to sit all over the place. Year 10 woodwork come in handy. Got the spade bit there, just hollowing out a hole there, or a part of a hole, essentially the same depth as that bolt head, and then should sit flush and sit flush in there too. So we'll see how that turns out. False floor is all done. Well, pretty well done. It just sits in place and it's kind of locked into where it is because of the holes located throughout. I might double-sided tape, or not double-sided tape, maybe Velcro or something, so if it gets dirty, which it will, I can pull the floors out, vacuum them down, dust them down, whatever. The next problem will be the fridge slide, which if it's sat like that, the fridge slide won't be able to open. It will just hit the edge of the canopy there, so I'm gonna have to work out some sort of spacing rails to go underneath there to lift that up, which I'll do next, and then work out the petition for the ramps, which the ramps I'm gonna need to cut down a little bit. I'll show you what I've got going on here. I've marked it out ready. They're a touch too long, and ironically they're not even long enough for the race car. I use these bits of wood, as you might have seen before. So what I'm going to actually do is notch along here, cut that down there and fold it down, or even leave a gap there so these can essentially sit on top of the bits of wood. Then when the buggy wants to come up, doesn't matter, the buggy can definitely get over a ledge that big, no dramas at all. So a little bit of ramp modifications, then they will be slid in here, nice and easy, straightforward, out of the way. No worry, not that I was ever worried, but they have come close to coming off the trailer a couple of times, but we'll move on to that next. The trailer went well, went for a bit of a test run with the box on there and it was all stable enough, so I've now trimmed down the ramps, as you can see, trimmed the edges off them. The idea for where the ramps go is they'll slide in along here. I'm doing some uprights now, which I've jumped on the router to notch out some holes that don't look that pretty, but you won't really see them. But the idea is that will sort of sit there, the ledge will sit up. I haven't worked out what to put along here. I might do a bit of a petition along there or something, just to keep it ramps from going, well, not so much the ramps from going that way, just keep stuff from going into the ramps. So I'll work on that, but they're all come together. I've just got to run some bolts through. Don't know if I'm going to notch this out underneath here so that sits flush with this. I don't think it matters too much for this one. We'll see how it turns out. So Saturday morning, I'm going to tow the trailer out to work. It's getting a bit dark at night time after work. Don't have much time to get stuff done and run at daylight, all that sort of thing. So got it hooked up to the Navara there. The ramp petition is somewhat done. Just jam these in between after it's all slid in, but these will stop them sliding into the fridge, damaging anything. I have got the false floor going on down there. I wanted to try and make it flush, but I was trying to use the router and it was an absolute fucking nightmare, making so much noise, waking everyone up. So canned that idea. It just sits a bit taller, but it's fine, you can't really tell. See, a bit of a ledge there. It doesn't matter too much, I guess. If anything, it stops stuff hitting that way, so she'll be right. If I get carried away later on, I'll go ahead and do that after, but for now, let's get this thing out to work. Got the trailer inside in the workshop, lucky because it's raining outside. Things are in full swing, mounted down some anchor tracks on the top there, some mounting points, so when I put something like the bumper and that on the top, there's the race car there sneaking in the background of the shadows, lurking. But this is the main thing that's been taking a lot of time and a bit of effort in getting done right, the battery box. So I've wired it up outside the trailer, make it a bit easier because the trailer wall will be here once it's in there. As you can imagine, it'll be a bit harder, but I've got all my fuses and circuits. It kind of looks like a bit of a mess in there. I'm trying to keep it as tidy as I can and as organized as I can. And I've got the ISO on the front, another little touch switch panel like what I have in the race car as well. And then I'll be able to hook all that up, drop it in, doing the last few sort of earth wires now. Once I drop that in, I'll be able to hook up my lighting for the inside of the trailer. So I've got a light strip along here. Not sure if you can see it that well or not, but there's a little light strip there. So come in, open the lid up, flick on the switch, I'll be able to see what's going on. I've also got the fridge mounted in there as well. So fits pretty perfect. Gap in there on the fridge slide, out comes the fridge, open it up, ready for the beers. So that's all getting sorted now as well. Got some vents to put in because I don't want to trap the heat in there, I want to let it come out. So done a Bunnings run, and I've got some vents to cut a hole out, put them in there. That'll be next. Apart from that, anchor tracks are done. I'll finish off this battery box, we'll get it in there. All right, got the box in. I need to trim the lid down because it doesn't quite fit, but that's fine. Lights on the lid work here so I can see what's going on. Switch comes on, panel lights up. Got the dual charger, Anderson plug run, job done. We've just got the trailer hooked up, car half wrapped, ignore that. Got some baby ducks here, which just got staunched by the crow. The crow's flown off, but there's always crows here at the front. But how fucking cute are these baby ducks, guys? How cute are these ducks, Jake? Pretty fucking cute. Anyway, eat up, guys. I'll see you later. Oh, woo! Just caught that on the GoPro too. GQ Patrol getting loose doing a U-turn. That'll be on the channel for sure. But anyway, trailer's done. Thanks for watching.